Hi everybody, I'm here with my second to last Facebook Live for the day. Been doing a lot of Facebook Lives because I want to show everything you need to know about the suites in the mini catalog and also about Celebration. And I'll probably go over Celebration a little bit in the next one because I've only got one more suite to go for the next video. But this one I'll be going through two of them. The first one I'm going to show you is my second favorite one. The Peaceful Poppies I said was my favorite. This is going to be my second favorite. Let me get there we go. The Tropical Oasis. So pretty. I love the colors in this. The color combo in this one is Real Red, Terracotta Tile, Grapefruit Grove, Daffodil Delight, Mango Melody, Pear Pizzazz, Old Olive, Pool Party, Pretty Peacock, and Soft Suede. Aren't those colors so pretty together? And there's another easy button. If you use 153941, you can get that's the item number. You can get everything on this page for $116, and that includes the 10% off for the bundle. So it's a really good deal. And right now you can still use that easy button, but you won't be able to get the Stays on Ink pad right away. That one's on back order already. All of us demonstrators just had to have one. So that is the one item that's not available. It'll say back order, but you can still go ahead and order it. You'll get everything else shipped to you. This one won't ship until sometime in March, I think it is. It's going to be a little while. But you can get everything else in this. It's still available. Okay, I'll hurry up and show you everything in this suite. Excuse me. I've been coughing off and on all day. Here's the Tropical Oasis trinkets that are in the suite. Haven't used these yet, but they are so neat. There's a little pineapple. Let me see if I can get in the light a little better. It's not lighting up real well. Let's see if I can lighten this up just a teeny bit. Yeah, kind of shows it to you. There's a neat pineapple. Then we've got a palm leaf. That one you can see better. And we've got some ukuleles and some hibiscus flowers. I think that's what the tropical flowers. I'm not sure if that's what those are or not. I think that's it. Yeah, those are all of them. You get 6 each of 4 designs. So those are the 4 designs. And they're antique bronze. They're really neat. So those are in, and like I said, those are $7.50. So you get 24 embellishments of that. Then we've got this beautiful, I guess you wouldn't say beautiful, but I really like this ribbon. It's braided burlap trim. I love the detail in it, and I'll show you a neat way to use it in the card I'm going to demonstrate at the end of the video. So that's in this suite. This really neat coastal weave embossing folder, and you'll be seeing this on some cardstock at the card I make too. It's gorgeous. I love this. I love the texture in it. It is just, oh, it's so detailed. It's another 3D. I love our 3D embossing folders the best, I think. I love all the detail in them. This is the Saddle Brown Stays On ink pad that we have, and we do have the refill. If I remember right, the refill is still available, but the pads are not. That's the thing, it's on back order, but they'll be available again March 2nd. Like I said, you can still order them now. You just won't get them for a couple months. Okay, I'll put that to the side because I am using that with this card. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and show you. There are also some Memories and More cards with this. These are so pretty. I really like these. And before I show all of the images, let me get this out of the way so you'll be able to see it better. It won't look so busy. I did make a card at my upline's house again with this ensemble. These are the Magnolia Lane cards that you can get in the annual catalog, and they come with the envelopes with them. Now this one we stamped with a pineapple stamp, the envelope. But I love how the 3x4 cards fit perfectly inside of this silver embossed or clear embossed, I can't really tell, trim border. So this is the big pineapple that's in the die set that is really cool. And we used the clear stamp Wink Estella, and we also used the pigment sprinkles for this. So that's the neat effect with that. So you'll definitely want to get some of these Magnolia Lane cards because they go really, really well with this set. So let me hurry up and show you. These are the 3x4 cards. So that's one side, and here's the other side. Here's one side, and there's the other side for this one. Get these down here so you can really look at the ones I'm showing you. And there's this one and this one. Well, making sure I've got these in the right order. They might have gotten messed up. And there's this one, and this is the other, oops, the other side to this one. Then we've got this one and this one. So this is one side of the card, and this is the other side of the card. You get 2 of each, so that means that you can use both sides. So you've got one side you're going to use, then you can still use the other one on another page or the same page. And we've got this one and this one. And this neat one, I'll kind of hold that one like that. And this is the other side to this one. And then we've got this neat ukulele. I really like that one. And this one. Oops. And then the other set I have is this one. Hi, Janice. I'm glad you were watching the other videos. Hope you liked them. Had some technical difficulties this morning. Got a late start. Finally got some going. So we've got one side and one side here. This one and this one. Some more neat ukuleles. And see you soon with SEA. We've got this one. This one says my happy place. I know I've got some friends. The beach is definitely their happy place. They love it. Another tropical flower. And this on the other side. Coconut. I've never drank coconut milk. I don't know if that's any good or not. And there's the other side for that. These, I think these are birds of paradise, I think is what they're called. And there's the other side for that. And you've got to have an aloha card for sure. And then this is on the other side. And this neat scene with the old beach cars. And let's go to the beach. Oh, and I missed another one. Here's a big pineapple. And here's the other side to that one. So those are all the 3x4 cards. Then we've got some 6x4 cards. So there's this one, and this is the other side to that one. This one, and the other side to that one. Since we've got a lot to show you, I'm going to go a little faster. There's this one. This is the other side to that one. Mahalo. And this one. Got some bananas, and this is the other side. And the flamingos on the other side. Some more pretty flowers on the other side. And those are all the 6x4 cards. And last but not least, you've got 2 each of the stickers that are inside. So there's that one. And this one. So these, you have so many things you can do with this. They're, you can, of course, use them with the pocket scrapbook pages. You can use them, make your cards. There's a lot of different things you can do with these. And this is a beautiful set. I really like this one a lot. And then one more thing in the suite is the designer series paper. This is 12x12 paper, and it is just regular. It's not specialty paper, but I love the images on this. So there's this side and a pineapple side here. We've got flamingos here and some palm leaves. Love the different colors on that palm leaf one. And this one, this is the one I'm using on the card later. And this pretty side. Put that a little closer so you can see the design in that one. Some more of those really neat cards. I love those. And that side. This paper. I love the colors in this paper. So vibrant. And this one and this one. So that's all of the Tropical Oasis designer paper. So that's everything in that suite. So now I'll bring in the catalog again. Then this is the stamp set close up. Let me show you the bundle. Forgot to bring this out. This is also part of the suite, of course. And there's that big pineapple. I love that there are 2 different dies for it, so you can get different colors for it with the stamp set. And if you purchase these together, they're $52, and that saves you 10% rather than buying them individually. And I will be using this leaf die and the big flower die. And I think that, yeah, that's it in this set. Okay. So go ahead and put those to the side. And now, back to the catalog. I'm going to show, here, I'm going to get rid of something on here. Okay, now we've got this neat set. I haven't got this yet. I still need to get this punch, but I do have this one, so I can show you this real quick. It's a pretty neat punch. It's a little hard with the lighting, but it's got a little hole punch that you can put in the end of these. You can do each end, or a little slot that you can put wherever you want. So you can put those there or here. So that you can do a lot of different things with this punch. Then we've got these two I just ordered this morning. I've been wanting to get these, and I was able to get it today. So we've got the cute little umbrellas, and it comes with a punch that'll die cut these out. And the bundle is $30.50. That's 10% off again. And then this Timeless Tulips bundle is coming today too, like I said. And the punch punches these out right here. So there's the punch. And I've seen some really neat things made with this, not just tulips. So I'll probably make some of those projects myself sometime. So keep an eye out. Now these are Easter sets. I'm waiting for these since Easter isn't until April. But aren't these cute? And these coordinate with the dino dies that are in the annual catalog. So I can see a lot of neat, cute little things made with this. And this beautiful Easter set, Easter Promise, and then Welcome Easter here. And I need to show you this. The paper trimmer is in the catalog. So I've shown you this before. I think the last time I showed you, my little scoring tool had fallen off. I had taken it out and forgotten about it. But the light one is a scoring tool. And this is the cutting blade. I'll kind of bring it like this so you can see the whole thing. It's a nice size. I like the ruler that comes out. You can go up to 17 inches long with this. I love how you can see the numbers and the lines really well. They've got the 16ths is what's shown here with the inches. And then, of course, the centimeters are on top. And then I love that there's a place here. This is wider than our old one. The old one went to about an inch, maybe a little over. This one goes all the way to 1.5 inches. So there are times when I want to do a bunch of thinner strips, I will line it up over here, just hold on to it, cut, scoot it over and cut. And the other neat thing is when you put little bitty pieces of paper on this, you don't have to worry about it staying straight because they put 2 little notches right here that'll help keep those thin strips straight. I really love that because I always had trouble with that. If I had a little bitty piece of paper left, and I would just throw it away because I couldn't get it to cut in my cutter because it would keep moving around on me. But having those little notches there will hold it in place a lot easier, so you can use those little thin strips now. So there's the cutter, and also the cutting blades are available now. They weren't available when the trimmer came out a couple months ago, but you can now get the cutting blades, and they come in a 4-pack for $12. So I'm really glad that those are available now. And I'm going to hurry up and do the Country Club suite with this video too. The colors in it are Poppy Parade, Crushed Curry, Garden Green, and Night of Navy. And I've been forgetting to say this on my other videos. Those of you that are watching over on YouTube, if you have a question or anything like that, please comment. Or if you like something, and I'll respond when the video's over. On my Facebook Live, over on Facebook, I can see the comments. I can't see the YouTube ones. Somehow I'll figure out a way to do that. But right now, I'll have to answer those when the YouTube Live's over. So I'm glad you're here if you are watching me on YouTube. Okay, so now we've got another. This is a great masculine set. And there's another one, a few others that are really good for masculine cards. And we're always looking for good masculine. I had to get this one because my dad golfs, so I see a lot of projects for him in the future. So I'll hurry up and show you. There is another one order number for everything in the suite. It's 153930, and you get everything for $77.75. And I'll hurry up and show you the bundle first. This is the Clubhouse Bundle. And I forget what the die, the golf dies. I think it's just golf. Yeah, golf club dies are what these are called. But you bundle these together and you save 10%. So there's the bundle. And get that back over here. Oh, and the one thing I want to show you, these neat these 2 golf clubs are detailed, but they go opposite directions. I love that. So that actually I die cut some of these already for my card that I'll be doing at the end. So I've got 2 cards to show you at the end that I'll be making. And I use those 2 dies. And I love this golf ball. It does the little divots in your die cut, which is pretty cool. Looks like that little golf balls there too. Just a lot of different things you can do with that. So let me get that out of the way. The other thing in this is a Baker's Twine combo pack. And it was a lot easier to keep it in the bag. They'd be rolling everywhere. But this is Poppy Parade, Night of Navy, Basic Black, and Garden Green. So those are really, I think those are really neat together. So those are, I'm getting back in the bag. So I don't see they're already rolling around on me. Don't want to lose them. Okay. Then it's a neat embellishment set, and I'm going to be using one of these in my card. They're wooden embellishments. They're called Country Club Elements. You get them for $6, and it comes with 3 sheets. As you can see, I've used one of the banners. And I love the way they've kind of got them, like they look like they're burnt a little bit. Isn't that cool? So you get one of these and 2 of these. Now I am going to take out another banner because this is the card I'll be making. So I'll put that in my little dish. But you can stamp on these. You can color them. They don't have to stay that wooden color. But I can see me using that wooden color a lot. It is really neat. Then there's a 3D embossing folder. I think all the folders in this catalog are 3D. Yeah, they are. So this is an absolutely Argyle, and I'll be showing this in the card that I'll be making too, so you'll get to see how neat this looks. But you can kind of tell just by looking at the folder. So this is another 6x6 one. And the last but not least is the designer paper. So let me get the catalog out of the way again and show you these real quick. So we've got the golf clubs and golf balls and tees. There's the other side of that. And like an Argyle type look with this. And this is just regular designer paper. It's not a specialty. And this one. So don't you see, and even if you don't have any golfers in your life, the patterns, that there's at least one side that isn't golf related. So you can definitely use this for a lot of different masculine projects. The neat thing with this one, these are spaced just right that you can have 3x3 squares of each image, and then you can color them in as you go. Isn't that neat? That is such a good idea. They are getting so smart with our paper. And then there's this one, and you can notice there's a little piece here cut out. The dies in some of these can be taken out with dies. We've got banner dies in this golf club set that'll take these out, and one that'll take these out. And this, I think, is with another die. I think it's too small for the punch, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check that out. But I'm going to be using one of these golf ball ones. So while I've got the paper out, let me find my paper snips. They were here a minute ago. There they are. Covered them up with the other paper. And the way I'm going to do this, so make sure I don't cut any of the other images. And I think, I'm not sure, well, no, those you probably have to cut out because they're not in the same shape as the die. I was thinking that little golf die would die cut those out. But that would be a little hard to see where that die is configured. So I'm just loosely cutting around this. I'm not going to need those leaves. Those won't be part that gets die cut. I'll put that in my little tray for the card later. Okay, so that is the neat Clubhouse Designer Series paper. So that's everything in that suite. Go back to the catalog. We're almost done, then I'll start demonstrating 2 cards. And there's the whole thing again, some more project ideas. Here's a very neat masculine set with a boat. So if you've got any fishermen or boat people in your life, you'll want to get this one. I love all the greetings in it. It's another great masculine set. And you can bundle them together, of course. Then we've got a neat barbecue set. See, I told you we had a lot of neat masculine sets in this catalog. I'm really excited about these. And some of these, like this one, I might get to closer to the end of the catalog because I don't need it yet for Father's Day. Excuse me. Then this one. I love the trucks. That's neat. Then we've got this one here. And this could coordinate with the next one I'm going to show you. This is the Mountain Air Bundle. This one I do have. And I've got a card to share with you too that I made at my upline's house. So this is the die set, Majestic Mountain dies. I love the tree dies in this. And I love that they give us 2 of them so you can do 2 trees at the same time. And you can see those on this page right here. I love that. And I'll show you those in the card I have here in a minute too. So this will die cut the mountains. So let me get this stamp set out. And this is a reversible stamp. So what it is, one side has the texture of the mountains. Oh, so let's look at the mountain one. The texture of the mountains. The other, okay, this is the texture of the mountains. The other side is just flat. And they don't quite line up, but they've got this showing with, like it's shaded in just because that goes with the die. It doesn't match up completely. Let me show you here in the card. This is the one we made at my upline's house. And that buffalo check is another must-have for this set. I really like it together. As you can see, we stamped the detail part of the trees first, then turned it over and did the flat side so it would color it in a little more. And did the same with the mountains. It's just a real neat effect. So it's another reversible stamp. The last one we had was that the Cup of Christmas one that was in the catalog. But that's really another great masculine set. And it doesn't have to be just for masculine people either. I've got anybody who camps would love that bundle. Just a lot of neat things you can do with that. And that's all I'm going to show you in the catalog this go around. I'll come back probably around 6:37, probably 6:30. I'll come back 6:30 that way. So, Friday nights people usually are out doing stuff, and I want to go spend some time with my family too. So let's get going with the card. I think this card that I'm getting ready to make is my favorite of the day. This is using that Tropical Oasis suite. This is a piece of soft suede, 5.5 by 8.5, again, like usual for the card base. So fold this in half. Get my bone folder out here. Okay, that's ready to go. Now I've already embossed this. This is that classic weave. Isn't that neat? Let me get that closer. A little hard to tell with my lighting, but there's the other side, so you could do whichever side you want, but that's the one that's the front side. And I don't think you can tell, there's even some detail in each of the weaves, which is really neat. So this just makes you think of the beach, I think. And then I've got a piece of the Tropical Oasis Designer Series paper. This is 5.25 by 1.5, and I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue again, since I'm using embossed paper. And as you can see, whenever I do glue, I hold the paper up rather than putting it down on the table, because I can get a lighter touch that way. I can tell how hard I'm squeezing doing it that way. And I'm just going to put this along the bottom. And the other nice thing about the glue, you can move it around a little bit. It has some play until you want it to stick. Once you've got it where you want it, then you push it down and it stays down very, very well. Now I'm going to show you a neat thing with this classic weave. Now you can keep it this tight weave and get it up in the, see how that, I think that's pretty too. That would look pretty just doing that. But I want to get some frayed ends here. So I am barely pulling and it's already coming apart. See that? So I'm going to do that just a little bit here on the end. I want them good and apart. So there we've got that. And I could go along here and just widen it all out if I wanted to. I'll go ahead and do that. You see, I'm making a little wider and a little looser weave so you can see air through it a little bit. So I'm going to pull this one like I did the other end. So that's ready to go. Now, because this is so thick, you could probably do it with snail, but it makes me nervous that it might fall off. So I'm going to use our tear and tape. Love this tear and tape. I like it better than the sticky tape we used to have, because that one we always have to cut and the film got everywhere. With this, I'm just going to put it across the center of it. I'm not going to go to where I've got it pulled apart. Okay, see, I didn't even go all the way down, but that's okay. And see how easy that tore? That's why it's called tear and tape. You don't have to get any scissors, a bunch of glue on them. Now, one thing I've learned with the putting it on ribbon, you've really got to push it down, because you don't want it to come up with the paper backing when you go to start taking the paper backing off. So sometimes it takes a little bit of work. Once it starts to raise up, it's super easy. Getting it started without bringing the adhesive up with it can be a little time consuming. Let's see here. There we go. It's separating now. So I'll push that back down. See how, and then once you get it going, it comes off really easy. Now I'm going to put that, I'm going to bring this down so I can see it a little better. Put it across the top of the paper. There we go. And I'm going to bring those out a little bit more. So isn't that neat? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put that on the card base now. So grab my glue again. I'll put this on the card base. Okay. And make sure that goes on the bottom. I almost put it on upside down. I could have made it work, but I like it better this way. Aren't those colors gorgeous? I really like this color combo. Okay, now we've got that ready. I had a piece of regular Whisper White that was 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I die cut it out with the largest scallop rectangle that's in the new Stitch Sweetly. I can never remember the name of it in the catalog. It's with the So Sentimental bundle. So I've got that already cut out, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat, and I'm going to stamp the Rest and Relax You Deserve It stamp. And I'm going to use my Saddle Brown Stays On. It comes with a label. I haven't used that yet. I guess you can color it in so you know which ink pad you're using. I'm going to take the little plastic thing off. Do not throw this away. This helps it so it doesn't dry out on you too fast. Stays On is alcohol based, so you definitely want it sealed up more so you don't have to keep re-inking that ink pad. And then I'm going to stamp this up in the upper right hand corner. There we go. And I'm going to hurry up and clean that off real quick. Now, of course, it'll clean off with Stays On cleaner. But if you get to it right away and being brown, it doesn't really stain the ink, the stamp very much at all. Photopolymer, it probably would, but the rubber does pretty good. Okay, so that stamping is done. Now this, I wanted to do some watercoloring, but I didn't want to use watercolor paper. So I'm going to use the shimmery white. That, I bet you can't tell, but it shimmers in the light. This one's really hard, but it's real subtle, but it is really good for watercoloring. So I'm going to take the big flower, make sure I get that inked up, so I'm going to turn it upside down so I can see what I'm doing. Get that inked up, because I don't want to have to stamp it again. Stamp it here on one end. It doesn't matter which way because we're going to be die cutting it later. And because it's a big stamp, that's another reason I'm using that Stampin' Pierce mat. I think you get a better impression when you do that. So there's that beautiful flower. And I'll hurry up and clean it real quick. With our regular ink, I don't worry about cleaning them off too quickly because they clean off after a few minutes with no problem. Now I'm going to take my old olive ink pad. Let me hurry up and close this up. Because like I said, with this being alcohol based, I do not want that getting dried out. So there, that's all sealed. Now I'll get my old olive out and to have that open. I'm taking the leaf and I'm going to stamp it twice in the old olive. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm so sorry. I hate to cough it. Hopefully I'm not making a lot of noise with the microphone. That I can hold off on since it's just a regular ink. Now I'm going to bring in my aqua painter. And I wanted this to, I can watercolor better with the aqua painter. If I don't want to have to blend things real well, then I'll go ahead and use my Whisper White with the blender pen. Because that's why I didn't use the Whisper White cardstock on this one. Because I want to use the aqua painter. If you use aqua painter on the Whisper White, it tends to buckle and start to fall apart. But it won't on this. So I'm going to bring in my Grapefruit Grove. I'm going to squeeze it. This one's not as tight as another one I was using earlier. And I got a nice pool of ink here. I'm going to do the same thing with my Daffodil Delight. Use that here in a minute. So now with my Grapefruit Grove, I want to make sure this isn't too wet. I'm going to squeeze out a little water though. Make sure it is wet. So always make sure it's a paper towel handy. And sometimes water starts to come out of this thing too much. Now I want the inside to be a little darker. It's a little too wet. Dab that off a little bit. There we go. That's better. And now I'm going to color in the whole petal. And I can bring in some more dark here to make this center dark. Okay. I'm going to keep doing that. As we go, let me get rid of, I don't need that anymore. And being live video, you're going to have to sit and watch me color this whole thing. When I do my recorded YouTube videos, I can edit it out or fast forward it. You don't have to sit here and watch, but these are pretty easy to color in though. But isn't that, I love the Grapefruit Grove with that saddle brown. Isn't that pretty? The black, the jet black Stays On that we've sold for years would have been too dark. I really like the brown with this. So I'm so glad we've got another color. So keep coloring. Now, there's a little, I can't remember what these are called, inside the flower. So I'm going around it, making sure I don't color it, because that was what I'm going to do the Daffodil Delight in. Okay, so I just keep bringing more color in to get the middle a little darker. I think I'm going to have enough ink. I might have to squeeze my ink pad a little bit again to get some more ink out. Okay. Yep, I think I'm going to, so that way I can darken up places. So this is kind of the opposite of what I do when I use my Stampin' Blends. I usually start with the dark and then go with the lighter. With this one, I'm adding more to darken it up down here. And the neat thing with these aqua painters, they blend better than the blender pens, I think, too. It just depends on what you're making. Sometimes I like the blender pens. It just depends on what I'm making. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then, like, this is a little too much of a difference in the shading, so I'm going to add a little bit more here. There we go. That looks better. Isn't that pretty? Now, we're not done yet. Just change colors, make sure I don't have any ink on this anymore. Now I'm going to bring in my Daffodil Delight, pick up a little bit of it, and get that center colored in with the yellow. Okay, those colors are done. I just think that flower is gorgeous. Now here's a little technique I've done before, but in case you haven't seen it, whenever you stamp with any of our classic inks, because they're water-based, you can have them smear a little bit, and it's actually going to color in. See how I'm coloring in? I'm not adding any more ink. I'm just going over the stamped image, and it's spreading some of making the ink bleed. That's the word I'm trying to think of. So that gives it a soft look, but you still have the detail in the stamp. I could have just left them white inside, but I wanted so I didn't want any black or brown. I wanted it all to be green and then just have a little bit lighter green inside. So that's an easy way to do that. So there we've got those all colored in. Now I'm going to die cut them out. Get my lid back on this so I don't lose it. Bring it in, make room for it because it's kind of big. Okay, get that in the screen. Now I'll get the dies out. Sometimes you have to do a little moving around, but this one's pretty easy to figure out where it goes. There we go. Oops, no wonder it's not working. I need to get my other one out. I was wondering why the magnet wasn't taking hold. There we go. So you just line the image right in this inside. And then here's one of the leaves. We'll go ahead. There's only one leaf die, so I'm going to go ahead and die cut one of them with it. And it's jumping on me, so I'm going to move the paper just a little bit. It's jumping in between some magnets. There we go. So you've moved the whole paper, not just the die. That'll get you so it quits jumping on you. Okay, so we've got the flower and one leaf die cut. And now hurry up and do the last leaf, and then we'll put this card together. Now the next card I did had a lot of die cutting pieces, and I went ahead and die cut them ahead of time, just to help with time. Oops, that leaf moved on me. Hold on a minute. There we go. That looks pretty good. Well, this is my fault. I'm going to bring this out a little bit more. Then lay this right on top without scooting it. Perfect. Nope, not perfect. It's been a long day. Fun day, but a long day. I'm starting to get tired. There we go. Get that leaf out. Die back in there. Get this out of the way, and we'll put the card together. Okay, so bring this in. I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. Actually, I think it's going to be easier to put the flower on first. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to put glue on the center part. Since I'm going to be raising the whole rectangle up with dimensionals, I don't want to raise this up with dimensionals. But I kind of want the edges, because being watercolored, they're almost folding up just a little bit anyway. So I'm only going to put some multi-purpose glue here in the center. And then put it just like this on my card. That looks good. On the rectangle, I mean. This way, I can take my leaf. I'm only going to put it on this end here because it's going to be hanging over a little bit. That way I can slide it underneath my flower because I don't have it glued down. And this one, just about the whole leaf gets stuck on there, so I can cover it up and stick it right here. And now I'll put the whole thing on the card and we'll be done with this one. Put my dimensionals on the back. I'll put one in each corner. And then I'm going to put one in the center just because this is such a big piece. I don't want it collapsing in the middle on me. I haven't had any trouble with the paper backing, and now there we go. Well, when you have trouble, if you push down on it with your fingernail, that pops it up and it makes it a lot easier. So let me just do that with this one. There we go. That made it a lot easier. What that does, it raises up an edge, so it'll come off with no problem. Okay, so do that whenever you have a problem with that. Oh, don't want to put that upside down. Put this in the center of the card. And that is it. Isn't that pretty? That's definitely my favorite card of the day. I really like that a lot. Okay, now we're going to do the one that shows off the Clubhouse suite. And I'm making a square card this time instead. I've been doing the regular portrait cards. This card was a horizontal landscape card, I guess is what you call it. Now I'm going to do a square card. So this is 8.5 size, but only 4 1/4 this way instead of a regular 5.5. So this is going to give me a perfect 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 square card. Get that ready. Then I've got a piece of the Country Club designer paper, and I'm not using a golf size this time, but I will be using golf images on this. So this is a 3x3 piece, I think. No, 4x4. Sorry, this is a 4x4 piece. So I'm going to put some snail on the back of it. Okay, put this in the center. And I want it to open up this way. You can have it open up the regular way, but I want the fold to be on top. So make sure the fold's on top if you decide to make this card later. There you go. And now this is a piece of crushed curry 3x3, and that's using that Absolutely Argyle. Isn't that pretty? Let me get it over in the right spot here. Isn't that neat? See if I can get some more light on it. There, that's better. And you can use this side too. It's just a different look. But this is the side I'll be using. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in, since it's embossed, bring in my glue again. Put it on the bottom, and this is going to be attached right to the center of the card. Like so. And all the colors, if you always wonder how I come up with my color combos, today if I use designer series paper, I just use colors in the paper. Stampin' Up takes the work for us. I need to bring my die cutting machine in one more time because I want to show you how this works. And I forgot to get that die out when I showed you the die set. So this is the one I'm using. And it will perfectly die cut that golf ball out for me, medallion. Just make sure I don't see any white space inside. Die cut that out. So I love it when they give us paper that'll die cut or punch out. Isn't that neat? Okay, so I'll get that die back here. Now we're done with the die cutting machine on this video. Put this to the side. And like I said, I've already die cut the little pieces I'm going to use on this. So I've got my card base. There's that. I'm using one of those banners. And let's go ahead and take care of that. This is the only stamping I'm doing on this card. This is my Night of Navy. And this is the Happy Birthday stamp that's in the set. Make sure it's inked up real well. And then I'm going to make sure I'm in the screen so you can see. I'll bring it up a little bit more. I'm going to center it, stamp it, bring it up. There's my Happy Birthday. Isn't that neat? I love that you can stamp on these. Okay, so let that go to the side. So we've got this one. Here's the golf ball. I don't know. Probably not. With lives, it's really hard to tell. But they're, just take my word for it, they're dimples in this golf ball. Really cool. Here are the 2 clubs I told you I'd be using, and they've got some detail on the handles and the irons on the bottom. And then I'm going to use the T, and I like how the T has a little embossed line here, makes it look a little more realistic. And a blade of grass, and it's got some detail to it too. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but it's pretty neat. Okay, so now I'll put this together, make sure the fold's on top. I'm going to take the T. I'm going to take a little bit of glue here. Well, there we go. I was afraid I was going to squeeze too hard and have a big glop of glue everywhere. But I'm going to put that over here, along the bottom and over a little bit. So there's the T. Then I've got my golf ball. I'm going to put some glue on it. And I'm going to put it right on top of that T. Okay. And we've got to have some grass, but I wanted a dimensional for it. So I'm going to do one of my half dimensionals though. I don't think I need a full one. Let's see, if I do, then I'll just add another one. I think the half one's going to be just right. Oh yeah. So I've got that on the back of the blade of grass. The backing. And that's going to go right here at the bottom of the T. Okay. Now I want to put these guys behind my medallion like this. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and cover this with snail. Make sure I'm thinking right. Yeah. So that way I know it's going to be stuck. So it's kind of covered. I'll put one of these on here like so. Kind of have it to where the handle, the bottom of the handle is near the edge of that. Okay. And now do the same with this one. Make it so the handle's real close to the medallion. Get them angled about the same. There we go. So isn't that neat? That's a neat little thing to put on here. So I'm going to go ahead, because I want to make sure there's adhesive on those clubs too. So I'm going to go ahead and cover them up a little bit. And this is going to be put right down here. And this I'm going to just take, actually I could just take some glue here. That way I can move it around. Put some glue on the back of this. Snail also works. I think snail is what I used when I made this card last night. And put it right across that. So there's a cute special birthday card for somebody who likes to golf. So I hope you like the 2 cards. I'll bring the other card in here quick. So those are my 2 cards. This is the Tropical Oasis Suite, and this one's the Clubhouse Suite. Okay, I've been making lives all day. The first one I had a lot of trouble with. They've been going a lot better the rest of the day, thank goodness. So I have one more to share with you, and I'll probably do it, yeah, 6:30. So in about 45 minutes will be the last live of the day, and that'll tell you about the last suite, and I will also show you the celebration items, the things that you can get free with either $50 order or a $100 order. I had forgotten to get those out in my video this morning when I had all those technical difficulties, so I'm going to have all those products out so you can see them and not just see them in the catalog. So I'll see you in about 45 minutes. Bye.